For 7 short days, Palestinians in Gaza had a tentative respite from the bombing. The ceasefire, always fragile, now shattered. Here in Rafah, in Gaza's far south, children are bundled into overcrowded beds. Along with the blood and dust on their faces, pain, fear and confusion of life in what is once again an active war zone. In Khan Yunis, where so many Palestinians have sought refuge, the first casualties started arriving minutes after the ceasefire ended.
I was asleep when I heard the sound of falling bricks. After that, I heard my siblings' voices and I went to them. Then I heard people starting to dig and they came and pulled us out.
Qatari and Egyptian mediators had hoped to avoid this, but so far they've been unable to get Israel and Hamas to agree to continue holding fire.
We were waking up and about to prepare breakfast for the children when suddenly our house and our neighbors were targeted. I rushed into the street without even putting on my clothes. I got dressed in the street. The entire area where we live has been completely wiped out.
The Israeli bombardment extended from south to north. This, the aftermath of an attack on the Jabalia refugee camp in northern Gaza. On Thursday, US Secretary of State Antony Blinken told Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu that Israel could not repeat the mass civilian casualties and displacement of Palestinians it inflicted on northern Gaza. The density of the buildings and the number of people forced to relocate south shows how devastating a repeat of what happened in the north would be. Prime Minister Netanyahu says Israel is committed to its goals for the war, the annihilation of Hamas and the return of all hostages.
It's a sadness you see from children who look and say, I'm hungry, or I want to go to my home, or I'm 13 years old, I'm a girl, I don't want to queue for 3 hours to a toilet. These are the things we were seeking to address, and this nightmare for people today just somehow got so much worse.
The first funerals have already taken place for the latest victims of this now 8-week-long war. Qatar says negotiations to restore the ceasefire are continuing, but the Israeli bombardment of Gaza is complicating those mediation efforts. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.